the Penguin Tour. Of the 3 free animal experiences with the SeaWorld Platinum Pass at SeaWorld San Antonio, the Penguin Tour is the most expensive, and thus the best value. But at about $50 a piece, what can one expect from this experience? And is it worth one's time and price? Find out in this review. SeaWorld offers a variety of animal experiences and encounters that one can add on to a day at the park. Some are simple tours of backstage areas with a cheaper price, normally around $25 to $50 per person. The shark tour is the cheapest at only about $10 per person. Full animal experiences, whether that includes in-water interactions or otherwise, normally run around $100 a piece, though they will run discounts throughout the year for Black Friday or in January, normally at around 50% or a buy one get one free price. With a Platinum Pass, you get a free animal experience, but this is extremely limited, as it is only the Penguin Tour, Animal Ambassador Tour, or that really cheap Shark Tour, with the Penguin Tour being by far the best value based on the prices. The Sea Lion Tour used to be where the Penguin Tour is based on value, so I'm not sure if they rotate out the top tour year over year, since they tend to hide which tours are actually included unless you really look as a pass holder. You also cannot book your free tour in advance, as it is based on availability, so you have to go to the animal interaction booth at the front of the park and book it upon arriving, if you're redeeming your free Platinum Animal Tour. For those traveling from a distance just for a day like I was, this is annoying, as you cannot guarantee your spot or even your time slot, and larger groups could face being excluded if the tour you want hits capacity. On the really slow President's Day Monday that I went, both Penguin Tours had about 6 to 7 of the maximum 10 allowed guests when I checked in, first thing in the morning. And I had to explain to the person checking me in and remind him that the limit was 10 and not less. And the Penguin Tour had sold out on the preceding Sunday before my visit. The Penguin Tour is the basic tour of Penguin Encounter. The Penguin Interaction is the big Penguin Tour where you get to bundle up and go into the actual penguin habitat, which is likely a neat, though pricey, experience. And to be fair, the entirety of the Penguin Tour just makes you feel bad that you are not on that interaction. We even had to wait to leave while the interaction washed their hands, and then we had to sneak past them on the way out. You easily meet your tour in front of the Penguin Encounter. There's a covering and a sign, nice little place to sit, and they recommend showing up 15 minutes early, but the group will normally wait about an extra 5 minutes if you haven't shown up, and the first part is just going to be around the bend and washing your hands anyways, so you likely really do not need to show up super early and wait. Just be on time for this. You do get a nice backstage view of the steel eel, though I did not see it running while we were back there washing our hands, which is a real bummer. I'm still kind of sad about that. Then you navigate a hallway to a room. This only has capacity for about 10 people, which is why the tour is limited to 10 guests per time slot. When I went, they had a 2:30 and a 3:30 time slot, but with no crowds for the roller coasters, I did not have enough to keep me busy while waiting around until 2:30 p.m. Though as part of a full day, including watching the regular animal shows, this should allow you to do most things in the park before squeezing in the extra time with the penguins. Your guide will explain the 4 different types of penguins that could come out for your meet and greet. There are posters on the wall, so that's a nice brief primer for your experience. Then, a penguin ambassador will come out to greet you before going back to fetch a penguin for you. From what the guide said, it's pretty neat how the penguins all race to the hatch to try to come back to interact with you, but you can't actually see this from the waiting room. Then you get to see a penguin walk in to say, hello, and hop up on the rock structure. It, it really is something seeing a penguin up close and personal. So I cannot say that didn't actually put a smile on my face, because it kind of did. Then you get to stand next to the penguin to take photos. The SeaWorld employees will take your phone or camera to take photos of your group. This photo op is like a key part of the price that you are paying for this experience, so it is in no way an upcharge photo experience. Each person in your group can then pet the penguin. I thought it was pretty interesting how the penguin was still a bit cold and wet from swimming in the water. If the penguin becomes bored, they might walk off and be escorted back to their habitat, and a new penguin will be found to come and greet the remaining guests. I was the only one in my party to meet with the first penguin that came out. I guess I scared it away. Then the penguin ambassador will be there to answer any questions you have about penguins. We really didn't have any in my group, so I would suggest bringing any and all penguin questions that you have, as again, that is a key part of what you're paying for with this tour. Then you leave, washing your hands one last time before exiting to the Penguin Plaza. Despite not doing a whole lot on the tour, it is still a 30-minute experience, as each part just seems to take a bit of time. Overall, how good is the Penguin Tour? Normally, I'm pretty upbeat about most amusement park experiences, but this did leave a bad taste in my mouth. Some of that could be that I drove all the way to San Antonio on my only theme park day in January and February just for this experience, and then had to delay going over to Fiesta Texas's Mardi Gras celebration while I waited for my free animal experience. And it just wasn't worth sacrificing an otherwise great day at these two parks. The other is that the tour promises a backstage tour of penguin encounter, and all you get to do is sit in one room without seeing the different parts of what goes into actually making the Antarctic habitat work. The tour would always feel like a bit of a slight that you are not doing the actual penguin interaction. But the shark tour showed us their food prep area, as well as talked to us about the aquariums in general. And there was none of this backstage tour for your group during the penguin tour. It is essentially just a photo opportunity where you can say that I touched a penguin, and a chance for you to ask any questions. For the price, I would be disappointed to pay $50 or more for it, and even as a free add-on with my Platinum Pass, I came away feeling it was one of the most useless benefits of my Platinum Pass. Even though I was really excited about upgrading to Platinum to begin with, just so that I could get my free animal tour as a perk. Which animal tours and encounters have you done at SeaWorld San Antonio? Which ones do you feel are worth it? Let me know, and as always, Cocoon Crop.